The 0% Club, Episode 2, The Weaponization of Focus. You showed up. That means something. Not because it was brave, because most people don't. They feel it for a night, then they go back. You're still here. So let's talk about what's actually happening in your brain right now. You cleaned the space. You did the purge. And now there's this strange, uncomfortable stillness. You don't know what to do with your hands. You don't know what to do with the silence. You keep reaching for the thing you removed. That reflex, that itch, that is not weakness, that is energy. And energy is the most important resource you have right now. Most people waste it. They scatter it. A little on the phone, a little on worrying, a little on people who don't deserve it, a little on imagining a future they're not building. By the end of the day, they have done nothing and feel exhausted from it. That is not tiredness. That is the feeling of a life leaking. Here is what I'm going to teach you today. Focus is not concentration. Focus is not discipline. Focus is not white-knuckling your way through a to-do list. Focus is direction. And right now, you have something most people never get. You have a burning reason. The people coasting through average lives don't have what you have. They haven't lost enough yet. They haven't been cracked open. They still think comfort is safety. You know better now. That pain in your chest, that's fuel. Raw, unrefined, dangerous fuel. The question is whether you put it in an engine or let it become a fire that burns you down again. Here's the architecture of focus. Most people think the enemy of focus is distraction. It's not. The enemy of focus is optionality. When everything is possible, nothing gets done. The person with 10 goals achieves none of them. The person with one goal becomes dangerous. So today, you make a decision. One target, not two, not five, one. The single skill, outcome or output that, if you built it over the next 90 days, would change the structure of your life. Not what sounds impressive, not what someone else would choose for you. What actually moves the needle on your actual life. Write it down. One sentence, no qualifications, no kind of or maybe. That sentence is your filter now. Every decision runs through it. Does this move me toward the target, yes or no? There is no maybe. Now, the mechanics. Your attention has been trained to be short. Years of feeds and algorithms and notifications have turned your mind into something that cannot hold a thought for longer than 90 seconds without flinching towards something easier. You are going to retrain it. Not with willpower, with structure. Every morning after you move your body, you sit down and you do 90 minutes of deep work. No phone in the room, not face down, not on silent, not in the room, no tabs that aren't relevant, no checking, no replying, nothing. Just you and the one thing, 90 minutes. At first, it will feel impossible. Your brain will revolt. It will generate emergencies that don't exist. It will convince you that you need to check something, respond to something, look at something. Don't. That discomfort is the reformation happening. That is the neural pathway being rerouted. It is supposed to feel like that. Here is the rule. You do not negotiate with the itch. You observe it. You name it. You return to the work. Every time you return, you get stronger. Not metaphorically, literally. The circuitry changes. Do this for 7 days and you will not recognize your own capacity. Now let's talk about the people. You looked at your contacts during the purge. Some of them you kept. I want you to look again. Not at who you like. Not at who you've known for years. Not at who you feel guilty about, at who you become when you're around them. There are people in your life who make you smaller without meaning to. They're not bad people. But when you leave them, you feel vaguely worse about yourself, vaguely less possible, vaguely heavier. And there are people who make you larger, who, after an hour with them, you feel like you could actually do this. Like the target isn't insane. You need to be ruthless about which category everyone falls into. Not forever. For now. For the next 90 days, you protect your energy like it is the only resource you have. Because it is. The people who pull you backward are not doing it maliciously. They're doing it because your growth makes them uncomfortable. Your discipline is a mirror they didn't ask for. That is not your problem to solve. Here's what day 2 looks like. Morning, you move, 30 minutes minimum, then 90 minutes of deep work on the one target, no phone until that window is done. Midday, you eat something that doesn't punish you, not a diet, not a transformation. Just stop feeding the numbness with food too. Evening, you audit the day, 10 minutes. What moved you toward the target? What didn't? No judgment, just data.
Night. You reset the space. You prepare tomorrow. You sleep. That is the protocol. It is not exciting. It is not a hack. It is not a morning routine designed to go viral. It is a machine. And machines don't need to feel motivated. They just run. You will have days where you don't feel it. Where the target feels stupid. Where you feel stupid. Where everything you built feels like it could collapse again. On those days, you do not evaluate whether the process is working. You just do the process. Feelings are weather. The protocol is infrastructure. You don't cancel the building because it's raining. One more thing, the identity shift. You are not a person trying to recover. You are not a person who is rebuilding. Say it differently. You are a person who builds. That is present tense. That is what you are. Not what you're becoming. What you are. The moment you treat the future self as a stranger you're trying to become, you give yourself permission to not be them yet. Collapse the gap. Act as if the person you're building toward is the person making decisions today. Because they are. You chose to be here. You chose to stay. That wasn't the old version of you, that was already someone new. Episode 3 of the 0% Club drops next. It is called The Reconstruction. I'm going to show you how to build something that is entirely yours this time. Not inherited, not performed. Yours. Something that cannot be taken from you because it was never built for anyone else. You've done day 0. You've begun to weaponize your focus. Now we find out what you're actually building toward. Subscribe. Not as habit. As a decision. You are not the same person who started watching this. Act like it.